Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special edition of Asaph Cafe. I am your host, Asaph Adonai, and as you can see, we're on the green screen backdrop with cartoons. And if you look on the top, it says Happy Birthday, Asaph, because today, October 26th, happens to be my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Emmett. And on my immediate left, affectionately, our aging rocker, Emmett. Emmett is hanging out with me, celebrating my 59th birthday.
Yep. You're 10 years older than I am, but in a month and a half I'll be 50.
Yeah, and if you look on the screen, you can see the Pink Panther on Emmett's left. And, of course, you can see Scooby-Doo sticking out of the piano next to the candelabra, and Shaggy, if he's not blocked off here. I'm using my imagination right now because we can't see the images, but I know they're there.
Yeah, thing is the TV isn't quite working quite
well.
Yeah,
it's not, so we can't see it. And Underdog is flying with his super vitamin energy pill ring, and Fred Flintstone's on the table, and we're in a bar setting. Or a cafe setting, either one. You want to start us off, Emmett?
Heavenly Father, bless our food and time together in Jesus' name, and thank you for Asaph, this wonderful show. Thank you for his birthday and the life that he leads. Continue to bless and protect him. Protect me from all evil. In Jesus' name.
Amen. I'm in agreement with that. So, even though we don't have our television in front of us as a guide, when we finish taping this, we'll be able to see everything.
Oh, yes.
It's the main screen in the back room has all the cartoon characters up there. So, and then we have some cheesecake here and some whole milk, and of course our secret ingredient. Oh, speaking of secret ingredient, I wound up buying the entire Star Trek collection, the director's edition on DVD.
Interesting.
So it has some scenes in there that are not in the movie.
Interesting.
And when I was watching Star Trek 1, the Star Trek the Motion Picture, I was thinking of you when I was watching.
Thanks.
Yeah, all 6 of those movies have scenes that you don't see in the movies because it's the director's cut. So.
I love it. Oh, wonderful.
You ever come over, I'll have to show it to you. Especially
absolutely.
that Star Trek the Motion Picture. You've got to see that.
Yeah, I think I may have seen something similar that was pretty good. I think it improved the movie. I think it improved some extra scenes. Very interesting, yeah. Yep.
Start off with happy birthday. So you're sounding a lot better too.
Yep.
Good. It's almost that time to start playing at the mall pretty soon.
Yes, indeed. I've got to visit you at the mall.
Oh yeah. But in the meantime, play this song.
I was listening to some easy listening before I came. I was getting ready and I even played the Electric Bell and
okay.
listening to easy listening music and singing Spinning Dryer, you know, 947, that kind of thing. Yep. I had a very strange dream last night, or this morning. Want me to share it on the cafe?
Sure, why not?
It was very interesting. Before we talk about cartoons and the Wiggles, and I sing some Wiggles songs.
Okay.
I have vivid dreams, folks. Oh yeah, very interesting. You even had dream diaries. It's interesting. I had a very strange dream. A lot of people think it's a nightmare. I just thought it was weird. I kind of was enjoying it. My parents, years ago had property in the Bitterroot. I'm not going to say where, but sometimes I would sit there and house a trailer. I dreamed I was sitting in their trailer.
Okay.
And they were away, and it was at night, and I was going into various different rooms. I can't remember if the TV was on or what I was doing. I went outside in the back.
Okay.
And there was the forest, and it was at night, about 10 o'clock, like the summertime or something. And coming from the forest, and this was kind of eerie, it sounded like a child's cry for help, or someone's cry for help, like...
You sure you didn't just have a bowl of cabbage before you went to bed?
No, I had some ice cream.
That's probably why you had that dream.
I love ice cream. So I went inside, like, someone's in trouble. I went inside to call 911. Dream ended. Pretty eerie dream. I woke up, thought, that's pretty cool. Worthy of my dream diary. Yep. What do you think of that dream?
I don't know.
I thought it was kind of cool myself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Very interesting dream.
You know the song?
Nope. Nope.
It's the theme to Underdog.
Oh. Interesting.
You don't recognize that, huh?
No. Never watched Underdog.
A lot
Yeah.
of people, well, you know that cartoon's like probably well over 50 years old. you know.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks to Neil for helping set up this backdrop.
Yeah, thanks for saying. I was going to acknowledge him, but since you've done that, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been working on that Dance to the Sugar Plum Fairy. Let's see if I can do it here.
Mm-hmm.
Probably kind of hard to do it on this piano.
Mm-hmm.
I missed a note that we started over. Let me do it again.
Spinning in the dry.
Now you know this song, don't you?
Yes, I do. Oh, yes.
It's called the Dance of the Sugar Plum
Yep.
Fairy.
Back when Sprout TV was Sprout TV instead of Universal Kids, like they changed everything, they used to have the Chica show.
Uh-huh.
They don't anymore. The thing is, Chica was this chicken, and they had the Sunny Side Up show in the morning, and this little chicken, one of the people was, they had also birthday shows, by the way.
Really?
Because it used to be just for toddlers and babies, and this person said, as this woman said, I can't remember, if today is your birthday, you know, this song is for you. Happy, happy birthday to you. And then Chica, this chicken, would say, "Wee!" You know, the little chicken, you know, happy, happy birthday to you. And the little chicken squeaking.
What was the name of the cartoon?
It was finally live action. The Chica show came after this thing of celebrating birthdays. And so you're good to grow, so count the candles and blow. Happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you. And they'd have someone like, you know, Adrian is 3 years old today. She's celebrating her birthday. And there'd be a card maybe. Oh, your family give you wishes. Mom, Dad, the dogs, cat, your sister. Lots of hugs and kisses. You're just an adorable little. We just love you. And Asaph is celebrating 59, and she would go, oh, and it was wonderful. Like, well, if you have a birthday coming up, get on to Sprout TV and get a grown-up Sprout. What the hell? Chica became so popular on the Sunny Side Up show. The chicken finally had its own show, Chica. You know.
The chicken did?
Yes.
I never heard of this cartoon.
Oh, isn't it? It's more live action. It was on Sprout TV, you know, 103. Now it's Universal Kids. They did a Christmas special called Dance of the Sugar Plum Chica. Yeah, where Chica wanted to dance to the Sugar Plum Fairy or something like that.
Well, I'm playing it now. Or trying to.
I never cared for the Chica show. I couldn't get into it.
I never actually heard of you.
Oh, you have to watch Sprout TV, you know. I don't know if you have cable TV or not.
I'm afraid I do.
Oh, yeah, you have to have cable to get Sprout TV. Now it's called Universal Kids. In my mind, they ruined it, because it used to be just for little kids, about 2 and 3.
Uh-huh.
Now in the evening, they have programming for older kids. So, because it used to be just wall-to-wall, Thomas and Friends, Caillou, Poppycat, The Wiggles, some other things I don't even remember.
Okay, let's talk about cartoons. Now, these cartoons you're talking about, I don't know, but
Yeah.
let's start with Fred Flintstone. Now, you do
I
know
remember the
right?
Flintstones.
I
used to watch the Flintstones.
Let me just name some cartoons and see if you know them. And of course, you know Scooby-Doo.
Oh yes, I watched that.
Shaggy and all the rest of those characters. And then let's see. Let's talk about the cartoons on the screen. The Pink Panther. You remember?
I loved the Pink Panther as a kid. Yes.
Let's see if I can remember that.
That was on Saturday morning cartoon. I remember that very well.
Let's see if I can figure it out. Something like that.
Yeah.
practice. I just picked that up by ear, but yeah, it was something like that. And of course, Underdog, the theme that I played a while ago.
Yeah.
Now let me name some other cartoons that are not on there. Let's see. Go back to my childhood here on cartoons. Mighty Mouse. Remember Mighty Mouse?
No, I never watched it. I've heard of Mighty Mouse, but I never watched it. Yeah.
This is the theme. Recognize it?
Nope.
You don't know, huh?
Nope, never watched it.
And that's the end right there. That's the theme to Mighty Mouse. What about Adamant?
Never watched it either.
Okay, so, well, I'm naming the Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
Yeah.
Like
don't remember them.
They all came from the same
Era, yeah.
company.
Yeah, Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera. It was the Jetsons.
I remember the Jetsons. I watched the Jetsons. Yes. That was like the futuristic thing for the Flintstones in comparison. Yes.
Yeah, well, it's funny about the Jetsons. They came out in the '60s, and of course they didn't have the computers and things.
Right.
And so when you would watch them talk on the telephone, they can see themselves.
Yes.
Isn't it amazing how in 2017 with Skype you can actually do that now?
You can,
Like the
but you need a
Jetsons.
computer. It's not like you can have a regular phone, landline.
No, you have to have a computer.
I know.
Or if you have a Facebook account, you can Skype that way. They call it Skype. But what's amazing is you can really see the person
Yeah.
on the screen, just like the Jetsons. And it's just
Yeah.
way cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
One cartoon I hated from Hanna-Barbera,
What was
and
that?
I go, who and why? It was on Cartoon Network years ago in the 90s. It was called The Impossibles. That was so dumb if you've ever seen it.
No,
It was so...
the cartoon problems I had with some of the cartoons, like Captain Caveman. you
Yeah,
remember?
oh, that was so bad.
Captain Caveman.
That was so stupid.
Yeah, that was pretty lame. I have to admit. And I'm not trying to pick on Hanna-Barbera, but that was pretty lame.
Oh yeah.
The Hair Bear Bunch was pretty lame.
I never
too.
saw that. It sounds dumb. I love the
Yeah.
Care Bears, but the Hair Bear Bunch I
No,
never,
not the
never-
Care Bears. The Hair Bear Bunch.
Never.
It had a theme that went something like this.
And I did not like Hong Kong Phooey.
Yeah,
That was pushing it. That was so dumb.
Yeah,
That
it was-
was.
But the more fun cartoons were like
Yeah.
Mighty Mouse and Fearless Fly and
Yeah.
Underdog and oh my goodness, there's so many other cartoons.
The
Archies and
Yeah, I like the Archies.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
and
yeah,
one
I
like
like
this.
that, yeah. The Impossibles were this fictional group of superheroes that bounced around like a spring or some ridiculous thing. It was just so stupid. I couldn't believe it was like one of those 10-minute cartoons. It was so dumb. I did like the Herculoids and Space Ghost. Do you remember those?
Some of them.
Yeah, I love the Herculoids. They were from another planet and they would defend their homeworld. And Space Ghost was a space war cartoon about a space war hero named Space Ghost who flew in a ship called the Ghost Cruiser, and he was on the Ghost Planet or something. He had power gloves and power bands, and he would fire lasers, go choo 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 choo, and he would invisible power and hit some orphans to help him, and even a little monkey whose name I've forgotten. Some sort of chimpanzee or something. Chimps, or I can't even remember what his name was.
I don't know that cartoon. So I
It's
really don't
very
know.
good, and he had various super villains like this insect. I don't remember his name. I want to say Zolt, and that wasn't it.
Well, I can't help it. I've never actually watched that cartoon. But
That
there
was
other
very good.
cartoons
I
like
really
the
enjoyed
Green-
Space. What?
What about the Green Lantern? You remember the Green Lantern?
No.
Well, he was
Mhm.
he was like this guy that wears green outfit and he had this little ring that had those power. Now, not all those cartoons were by Hanna-Barbera, but a lot of them
Yes.
were.
This one was Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah.
By today's standard, Space Ghost is cornball and just...
Well, all of those are
Oh, yeah,
cornball
yeah.
by today's standards. Every one of those cartoons, the Flintstones, all of them. See.
Yeah, but I love Space Ghost. Like, the villain, the super villain, would always get his Space Ghost power band. And thing is, one time, did you ever see the one about Black Widow's revenge? The Black Widow was a super villain that Space Ghost had helped put in prison. Once she got out of prison, she kidnapped Space Ghost into her lair and said, "I've got to get on with the Black Widow's revenge." And then the orphans were saying, "Look at what Space Ghost has to fight, and without his power bands." And so then Space Ghost said, "All right, get on with your revenge." And then these really corny creatures and flying sharks that were coming after him. And finally, the chimpanzee got his power bands to him and said, "Try this." Do. It was just really
Well, see, like I said, I don't know enough about that cartoon.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
I remember Casper the Friendly Ghost, but
yeah, I don't remember. That was dumb. That was dumb. Yeah.
And then there was Felix the Cat. You remember that one?
No, I don't. Never watched it. You showed me some Felix the Cat. I never saw it. Last week or yeah. Was it the week before? No, it was the week before. Yeah.
Oh, I missed it there.
Yeah, I loved Space Ghost. They did on Cartoon Network a horrible remake of Space Ghost. They called Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and it was where Space Ghost was on a talk show and kind of a stand-up routine, kind of like Jay Leno, and they made it all corny. He sang corny songs, and it was terribly done. It was awful. I couldn't stand it. They took an excellent cartoon and they made it ridiculous. No, I couldn't stand Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I'm not talking about
heard of it.
I'm talking about the original from the 60s, Space Ghost,
I don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, pretty.
Yeah. He would always fight aliens and creatures that wanted to destroy the galaxy, or he'd be exploring and some of his own old nemesis would want to destroy Space Ghost or something, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Would you like a piece of cake?
Yes, I would.
I'm going to start with this one here because I want to see the strawberry. Thanks for hanging out with me and celebrating my birthday. You only turned 59 once.
Yes.
Yeah.
You only turn all of these things.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Only once, yeah.
And the dishwasher.
Oh, you can take as big a piece as you want.
Oh, I think I'll just take this one, this thing right here for now. Yep.
I'm going to try this strawberry flavored one.
I like cheesecake. I haven't had cheesecake in a long time. Cheesecake is so expensive.
Well, if I could feed some of this cheesecake to Underdog, I would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
The Underdog just had to fly up in the scene that we're
Mm-hmm.
in.
Mm-hmm.
So like I said, I don't know about Space Ghost, and I've never really watched that, but
it was a lot of fun.
Let me try to name some other cartoons. And like I said, some were lame, and some were funny. What about the other superheroes? We talked about the Super Friends. We talked about, oh goodness. You know, if I had a list on me here, I can name some more cartoons. The Star Trek cartoon. And what did you think of that Star Trek cartoon?
It was okay. I didn't care for it much. I didn't think it did the original series much justice. Yeah. I didn't care for it too much. It was okay. I watched it, but wasn't very imaginative. Wasn't done very well. It was okay.
Okay. And what was your favorite cartoon?
I'm trying to think. I think that has to be, if I had to pick one, there's so many, a science fiction one at least, that would be the Transformers.
Oh, I remember that cartoon.
I loved the Transformers.
So you were more into science fiction cartoons?
Right.
It's been a while since I've done that, but that was the thing to Star Trek. They fixed, not only to redo that, getting adjusted here. Oh, the Transformers.
Yeah. They've done many variations of Transformers, but in the 80s it was just really cool.
Something like that.
I have some of those older cartoons on DVD, but unfortunately it doesn't have bookmarks, so now I have to fast forward and I want to see some of the old ones I haven't seen. It's kind of disappointing, you know?
Well, see, like I was saying, getting back to Star Trek, I stumbled across all 6 Star Trek films.
Yes.
The director's cut.
Wonderful.
So it has all these scenes that were edited
Mm-hmm.
that you don't see in the movie that you see in this director's cut. So if you ever come over, I'll show you that Star Trek: The Motion Picture.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it has just extra footage, extra
Well-
music, everything, just beautiful effects.
Wonderful.
I wonder why they do that. I guess maybe for time's sake.
Yeah.
Because these were longer.
Uh-huh.
These director's cuts and stuff like that.
I'd like to see the one with the Wrath of Khan, the director's cut to that.
I do have that. I
Cool.
have all 6 of them. Yeah, it was
Cool.
the director's cut to all 6 of them.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
You'll have to come over and I'll show it to you. It
Definitely.
even had different. It even had more scenes in the Wrath of Khan too that
Fascinating.
that you don't see when you.
Oh,
normally watch that.
wonderful. Let me guess. Do they have a laundromat scene where Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock go into the ship's
I don't think so.
Rats. I would have filmed that. That would have been fascinating. Khan gets stuck in a washing machine. Wouldn't that be fascinating? If I made a director's cut, that's what I'd do. Wouldn't that be fascinating?
Yeah. That cake is really good.
Mm-hmm. Cake.
You remember the song?
No, I don't.
Does anybody know what time it is?
Huh.
You don't recognize it?
No.
I'll keep playing. Now you recognize?
Nope.
Still don't recognize
Nope.
that? Okay.
Nope.
And this is the conclusion. There you go.
Mhm.
That is called Does Anybody Know What Time It Is?
Interesting.
By a group called Chicago.
Never listened to Chicago yet.
Well, they were a really popular group, I think in the mid 70s or something
Mhm.
like that.
Oh, yeah.
They had a song called The Beginnings too, that was
Uh-huh.
pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And just a bunch of other fun songs.
Yeah.
And I think they did MacArthur Park. Don't quote me on that. That was a song. It was
Yeah,
like
I never even
Park
listened to
song.
Chicago. I probably heard them, didn't know what I was listening to. Is that one of the Chicago
that was
songs?
one of those. It was. They had that line in there.
Oh. Hey, that's pretty.
Something like it had a little line in there in the middle of that song.
Yeah.
And then it had all this rhythmic stuff going on. Yeah, you don't hear much about that group anymore, but they were pretty popular. Want some of the secret ingredients?
No, thanks, not today. Yeah, since I just have the milk, I think.
I'll have both. I'm probably gonna pay for this when I get home tonight.
Yeah. Well, one thing I kind of wanted to talk about, we were talking about
ahead.
some old things. You know,
Go
one
ahead.
of my favorite shows on Sprout TV, well, now it's Universal Kids. They've updated it, and
It's called Universal Kids.
Now
That's
it
the
is.
network.
that's the network. It used to be Sprout TV
Sprout
was a
TV.
network.
Okay.
And that was only for 2 to 5-year-olds. It was brilliant, just preschooler TV.
Okay.
Brilliant. They ruined the concept. Now they have stuff for older kids. It's just in a kind of a mix. But about 20 years ago, an Australian quartet formed in Australia just for kids, making their own children's songs and their own children's skits. They call themselves the Wiggles. It's
Wiggles,
on
okay.
at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Sprout TV 103, or even in the morning, and you can Google it up. They are brilliant. Let's see, there's Emma, Simon, Anthony, and I think Lucky or Jeff. And they're the 4 that do the singing and that kind of thing.
They were the main characters on the cartoon.
It wasn't it's not a cartoon, it's live action.
Oh, okay. I see.
It's a live action thing by actual people.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Not a cartoon's live action by actual people. They're just a song and dance team in a sense. They call themselves the Wiggles because they wiggle a lot. And
I
there are
see.
some other characters that they have, like Dorothy the dinosaur. He's kind of a benign dinosaur who lives in the garden and eats roses, but she looks like a T-Rex. Just very nice. Captain Feathersword is wonderful. He's my favorite. Instead of a very frightening pirate, just kind of a benign pirate with a feather for a sword and an eye patch and one eye and just ready. Oh, it's me, it's Captain Feathersword, the friendly pirate. Welcome to the Wiggle House.
Really?
Welcome to the Wiggle House. So let's ready, steady, wiggle! And it has this theme, and then let's see, the Wags the dog. He's someone who dresses up as a dog, and
How did I miss that?
it has to be on Sprout TV. Since you don't have Sprout TV
Oh,
or
I
cable, you
see.
missed it, you know. And then I think there's who's that octopus? Henry the Octopus. Oh yeah, and there's Wags the dog, Henry the Octopus. There's someone else I'm forgetting, and I don't even remember him. But they started out years ago. I think they've improved over time.
Okay.
Very much so. So oftentimes they have this Wiggle House, and it starts with them maybe having some sort of a skit. Lucky always tries to have these inventions, and they never work. But one time he was able to make an invisible potion where he turned himself invisible, and it kind of worked. But then they could finally see him again, and kind of wore off. And then they're very talented musicians, very talented. And they've even made Wiggles DVDs, CDs. I'm not plugging products or anything, but it has a lot of great numbers.
Okay.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites is Emma with the bow in her hair, and they even sing and dance to this on some of their videos. And they travel all over the world, even in America.
Okay.
They've traveled and performed for adults and children. It's like Emma is one of the characters. She always has a bow in her hair. So what bow should I wear today? And the song goes, bow tiffle bow to bow bow. Yeah, bow 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 tiffle bow to. And anyway, Emma's hair went crazy one day, so she needed her spray. But to save the environment, she went the other way. And that's why she wears a bow to this day. Bow to bow.
Now, was that your favorite cartoon?
It's not a cartoon, it's live action.
I mean, live action, your
It is.
favorite?
It is one of my favorites.
How long did that come on that
Sprout
network,
TV,
on Sprout TV?
since Sprout TV was on about 10 years ago at
10
least.
years
It's
ago?
been going on for 20 years.
So Sprite TV's not on?
Sprout TV is
Sprout
not
TV.
on anymore. It's now Universal Kids, but it still has some of the old programming.
Okay, I see.
And anyway, they have some other wonderful songs like, oh, good gravy. They have the Big Red Car.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, they have some of their characters, you know, let's go, we're riding in the big red car, let's go, we're riding in our car, you know, Officer Beagle's over there, and Dorothy, let's go, we're riding in the big red car, let's go.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh, it is a blast.
And you know 30 minutes have already gone by.
Yeah,
Can you believe
yeah.
that?
Maybe I could show it to you on the internet. It is so much fun. I love Captain Feathersword. Captain Feathersword is a blast. And even when they were doing, you know, the song Emma with the bow in her hair, they were dancing around like this. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bow, bow. I'm doing live action bow. Which is fun.
That reminds me,
Oh man.
I can't think of the name of the cartoon. You might know them. They're these little round head girls with these like feet. And there's 3 of them, and they save the world, but they have to be in bed by 8 o'clock
the
at night.
Powerpuff Girls.
That's it. I couldn't remember
I
that.
hate the Powerpuff Girls. That is so stupid.
You know, I saw that cartoon for the first time, I think last year, and I laughed so hard because, see, what it was is, the episode that I saw must have been funny. It was this episode where it was one of the girls' birthday, and the mom told they go out and play, and the mother, I guess, apparently didn't know that these girls were superheroes, and there was this robot character that was trying to kill them before 8 o'clock, before they went to bed at night. And I know it was silly, but to me it was fun silly.
Yeah,
And then, you know, of course, they're superheroes. So the Powerpuff Girls saved the day before 8 o'clock, before their mother sends them to bed. And I just thought that was so amusing. And I went and got that in my collection just to remember.
There was another song by the Wiggles I loved. I was thinking about do the propeller around and around, do the propeller around and around, dun 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 dun. And then Captain Feathersword on the live action. Oh, it's this live action, but when they're doing the live concerts, they show a lot of concert footage. He's in a plane going, and I think Simon asked, Captain, where are we going? And Captain Feathersword, well, I really don't know. And then we're going up and up and up. We're going down, 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 down. And we're going up and up, up, up. Yeah, do the propeller around and around. I just
Well, you
love
got
it.
me stumped because I don't really know these cartoons.
Well, it's not a cartoon, it's live action.
live
Yeah.
action.
It's like, it's Sprout TV. Again, you have to get that network. It's only on cable.
Okay.
It's not on regular TV. They don't have the Wiggles on MeTV or regular TV or ABC. It's strictly Sprout.
How about Super Chicken? Do you remember Super Chicken?
No, I don't.
Super Chicken was this
Mhm.
mild-mannered, well, he was a mild-mannered chicken
Mhm.
with this lion named Fred.
Mhm.
And he would drink his super sauce
Mhm.
and turn into Super Chicken. And of course, when he drank the super sauce, he was just as weak as Super Chicken as he was.
Amazing.
Yeah, when he'd be trying to beat up the bad guys, he couldn't flip them over or anything. They would just
Yeah.
pick him up and he'd be dangling. But he was smart though when he was
Mhm.
Super Chicken.
Mhm.
So he was always able to solve
Mhm.
something. But it was just an
Yeah.
amusing cartoon. I just didn't know if you knew it
Oh,
or not.
definitely.
Okay, what about, let me think some more. Rocky and Bullwinkle.
I loved Rocky and Bullwinkle
You know
as a
this song
kid.
here?
I loved it. Oh, that was
See if you know this
hilarious.
song. You recognize it?
Rocky and Bullwinkle's fairy tales or something to this
You're
effect?
close,
Yes.
yeah. Fractured Fairy Tale.
Fractured fairy tales, that's it, yes. Yep.
You remember that? Yeah, that was the theme to the Fractured Fairy Tale. Where
Mhm,
the
mhm.
fairy would get in the middle of the book and get crushed.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes, now I remember.
I'll do it again.
They even had that briefly on Cartoon Network and they ditched that, and I was really enjoying Rocky and Bullwinkle. Sing that again. Yeah, but after the show, at least while we're doing the, getting everything, this DVDs ready, I'm gonna have to share at least one song of the Wiggles on the internet.
Okay,
I'm
we can do
sure
that. We can do because I don't know the Wiggles.
they're just a lot of fun, and they even teach people stuff. You can actually learn,
Mhm,
children
mhm.
learn, like even about washing their hands. Like one of the skits was, we've made our food, but we don't know what to do before we make our food. What do? We will have to call a food technician. And then the cliffhanger was, what is a food technician? Does a food technician do? Stay tuned to find the wiggly answers. Well, the food technician says we wash our hands before we eat our food, and then they sing, ready, steady, wash your hands after eating, before eating or after toilet use. Ready, steady, wash your hands to keep those germs away. And that's great. That was
So
brilliant.
it was like a semi-educational.
It was,
Reminds
yes.
me of Tennessee Tuxedo. Do you
Mhm.
remember that? That was a semi-educational
Vaguely,
cartoon,
vaguely,
too.
yeah.
It was Tennessee Tuxedo was this penguin that
Mhm.
his best friend was this
Yeah.
walrus named
Uh-huh.
Chumley.
Uh-huh.
And when they got into situations, they would go see Mr. Whoopi,
Mhm.
and he had this like three-dimensional chalkboard that he
Mhm.
would expand,
Mhm.
and the chalkboard, the images would move on the chalkboard
Yeah.
when he was talking about history, math, science.
Uh-huh.
So when you were talking about your show, that's what that reminded me of.
There's another song I'd like to sing that they did in a live act, when they did their concerts, because I wish they would come to town. I would love to see them come to town.
Mm-hmm.
If any of you people from the Wiggles are ever watching, I love your show and I love what you do. And I wonder if Anthony or someone ever watched their show, but yeah, but it was, have you ever heard the song Miss Polly? It was written by the Wiggles, I think, because they write their own songs, and they wrote, Miss Polly had a dolly who was very sick, so the song went like this, and they had Anthony as the doctor. Oh, hello. Miss Polly had a dolly who was sick, 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 so she called on the doctor to come quick, quick, quick. The doctor came with his bag and his cap and hat, and he rapped on the door, and he knocked on the door with a rat-a-tat-tat. The doctor looked at the doll and looked at he took one look at the doll and said, Miss Polly, put her straight to bed. Let's see. He looked at the dolly and he shook his head and he said, Miss Polly, put her straight to bed. He wrote on the paper for a bill. Said, I'll be back in the morning with my bill. Dun 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 dun. They danced away. Dun dun
No,
dun.
I don't
Miss
know
Polly.
that. I don't know that. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, it is so much fun.
Okay.
We are talking, this is a fun show. It's only for 15 minutes, and now it's on for a half hour.
What about Schoolhouse Rock? You mentioned 15 minutes. You remember Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, I remember it.
Well, that was educational too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
In fact, when that first came out, that beat Sesame Street.
Interesting.
In the Children's
Interesting.
Cartoons Academy Awards or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Seriously, yeah. And
yeah, it's only on Sprout TV. Sadly, that's why you don't know it, because very few people do, because it's only on Sprout TV. You have to have cable. You know.
Schoolhouse Rock, yeah, that they cover science, math, history, politics.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not political correct, but just like the preamble and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And oh gosh, they just have some really good ones on the Schoolhouse Rock. I like Figure 8.
Yeah, interesting.
Figure 8 is the one with this little girl. She's it has a theme that went something like this.
Oh, you showed me that on the computer one time. You did. Schoolhouse Rock. You did, actually. And at the end of every show on the Wiggles, guess who comes out? And Dorothy the dinosaur comes out in her dinosaur costume, just look very friendly with a rose hat and just. What have we done today? We sang songs and danced together and learned Anthony's alphabet. We had a very good skit with washing your hands, before eating and after toilet use to keep those germs away. Well, I'll see you next time on Ready, Steady, Wiggle. Bye! Just adorable.
How about Mrs. Piggle Wiggle? Do you remember that one?
No, I don't.
Well, that wasn't a cartoon. That was sort of like what you were talking about. It was one of those children's shows. And they had this one episode. Okay, first of all, Mrs. Piggle Wiggle, the actress that was on All in the Family that played Archie Bunker's wife, she was the main character. She was Mrs. Piggle Wiggle. And they had this episode where they were trying to teach this boy how to tell the truth. And Christopher Lloyd, the actor, he was the grandfather to this little boy. So the little boy hangs out with Mrs. Piggle Wiggle in her home, and he kept telling him, they call it whoppers. And he would just making up stories, and he got his teacher in trouble making up stories. So Mrs. Piggle Wiggle's on teach him how to tell the truth, right? So she says, okay, every time you tell a whopper, a rock is going to fall out of the sky. And they had this backpack on him. They put the backpack on him, and they made this cake. It was like this tuna hot sauce kind of cake. And Mrs. Piggle Wiggle had this talking tree that liked that kind of cake. But the kids weren't going to like it, except for the boy that told the whoppers.
Yeah.
So he's like, my grandfather fought in the war and swam across this and that. And of course, Mrs. Piggle Wiggle knew he wasn't telling the truth. So then another rock would fall, and another rock would fall. And it got to the point where this boy had this big pack of heavy rocks, and he was like burdened like this and couldn't get up. And she's like, what's wrong? I don't want to tell any more whoppers. So then they take the rocks out, and the boy's all happy. He starts telling the truth.
Yeah.
But the tree was unhappy because at the end of the party, the tree said, you didn't even bother to ask me if I wanted that hot sauce and tuna chocolate cake. And so Mrs. Piggle Wiggle felt bad because she realized the tree liked it. Because the boy, before he started telling the truth, he was going to take a bite, and he's going to have Mrs. Piggle Wiggle take a bite. And then he goes, no, don't bite this cake. It's the worst cake I've ever had. And when he started telling the truth, the rocks disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a cute little educational cartoon.
Cool. Now there's some songs from the Wiggles I don't like. You're not going to like every song. Like, they had a stupid one. Do the owl, trying to explain what owls were. Do the owl. That's irritating. Or something about a spider. A little kid was dressed up as a spider. It's adorable. Do. The spider was dancing around. Like, stuff like that I don't like, Or, I really like goats with the hairy throats. No, I don't like that one either. So some I don't like. even did some other educational songs, not things, now that I remember. They had Simon's alphabet, or yeah, we had fun with, or was it someone else, Anthony's alphabet? I don't remember. I think it was Simon. And anyway, Wags the Bone had 3 bones in front of him. And Anthony, or Simon, whoever it is, okay, you have 3. How many bones of Wags the dog are there? It's like, 1, 2. Remember, he's dressed up as a big dog, you know? 3 bones. Okay, yeah. And now if I take one of those bones up, how many is left? 2 bones. Excellent. That's true, and that's the numeral 2. So that's pretty good, you know, pretty cool, isn't it? You know? Yeah.
You recognize that?
Yeah.
You know his card?
Wait, I don't recognize it. No.
I'll do it again.
Nope. Spinning in the dryer.
The hint, it was an aardvark, a talking aardvark. It was on the Pink Panther series.
Something in the aardvark. Now I remember.
Yeah, it was.
Ant on the aardvark. The ant on the aardvark.
Yeah,
that was it. Yes.
The Pink Panther. That was the theme to that.
That's right. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. That's a very old cartoon. I don't think anybody would remember that anymore.
Now, didn't the ant used to take a vitamin and get very strong and defeat the aardvark?
Oh, I think it was. It's been so many years, but it was
something like that.
It was in the
Yes.
Pink Panther.
Yes.
Cartoon segments or something like that. Oh, let's see if I can think of some other cartoons from the past. You know, when you're almost 60 years old, you don't remember a lot of cartoons. But, oh my goodness, 45 minutes have gone by already.
Yeah.
We're almost out of time.
Yeah.
Hanging out with Fred Flintstone and the
Oh,
Pink
yeah,
Panther
definitely.
and Underdog and all the rest. But I'm going to just enjoy my birthday today.
Oh, definitely.
Eat some more of this cake when we finish taping this.
Wonderful.
I'll make you a copy of this and just
Yeah.
have want some more milk?
Yeah, please.
If you're not going to have any soda, I'll drink out the can.
Certainly, certainly. Yeah, sure. And I've got another sort of.
You're welcome to take some of this cake home if you'd like to.
I'd love to, but I have to go to the grocery store anyway, actually, so I'll maybe be able to. Yeah.
Play the Chopin piece real quick.
I think I've told you about Caillou, haven't I? We've discussed.
I think you have.
Yeah, that was adorable. Have we discussed Thomas and Friends? Now
I'm familiar with them.
That is on
that the one
PBS.
with the train?
Yes, adorable.
Yeah.
I love Thomas and Friends. That's even on PBS.
Yeah,
now
I've seen it.
I love Thomas and Friends.
And they're always teaching that one train.
Yes,
Something. Yeah.
I love Thomas and Friends. That was on Sprout TV. It used to be. It's not on Sprout TV anymore. But it's even on 198. That's PBS Kids, and it's on regular PBS on 2 o'clock. And all these trains are on the island of Sodor, and they learn patience and various lessons. And there's always, Sir Topham Hatt who runs the railroad and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Often Sir Topham Hatt says, "Thomas, you have caused confusion and delay. Percy is playing on a bridge," and such, and then Thomas says, "I know, sir, and it's all my fault. If you want, I will fix it right. I will fix this right." And yeah, definitely.
And he fixes at the end, huh?
Yeah. And then often there's, Sir Thomas says, finally at the end, or sometimes he just says, "Well done, Thomas. You are a really useful engine,"
Oh,
just adorable.
And it has human counterparts in it.
It does. One time, the Sodor soccer team was going to perform.
Okay.
So each of the trains had to do a certain job, for the team. Emily wanted to pick up the team. So she was appalled and aghast when she had to pick up the dirty laundry and shorts and soccer jerseys for the team. She said, picking up laundry and having it done, is not important. I want to do something important for the team. I just refused to do this, and she wanted to do some other, so she tried to get other people's jobs to take it.
Right.
Guess what? She didn't do it. And the dirty laundry was the Sodor soccer team's shorts and jerseys. And now they had nothing to wear for the game, and she just said, I'm really sorry. I thought that this was a stupid job. Now I realize all jobs are important. I'm really sorry, sir. Sir Top Matt. I'm really sorry, team. I know what I can do. I can take the shorts and down to the laundry, and I have an idea about how to do it fast. And Sir Top Matt said, okay, but you better hurry. And so she had all the linen out, went to dry, instead of putting it in the dryer, while she drove off to the team, and they had their big game, and everything was. It was just a great episode, yeah.
Two last things. I'm gonna play this song. Tell me if you know this one. You recognize it?
Nope.
I'll give you a hint. Hooterville.
Don't
Green
know.
Acres.
Oh, I never watched Green Acres.
Well, that's called Petticoat Junction. That was kind of a spin-off of Green Acres.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it was just kind of it was like watching Green Acres, just a little fun family, kind of goofy show. And also, we can't forget Jessica Rabbit, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah, I never watched that movie, yeah. I never saw the
Actually,
movie.
it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I heard about it in Starlog magazine. I read about it, yeah. Came out in 1986 or 87, didn't it?
Yeah.
I don't remember, either 86 or 87. It combined live action with cartoon characters, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good. Basically, Roger Rabbit worked for Toontown. And they had the Bugs Bunny cartoons and all.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I wanted
yeah.
to throw in Bugs Bunny and all the rest of the Looney Tune gang.
Yeah.
In fact, all the Looney Tune gang, Speedy Gonzales, they were all in this movie.
Yeah.
And Roger Rabbit is married to Jessica Rabbit, and Roger gets framed for murder, so Eddie Valiant, the detective, has to solve that. And that's basically what the cartoon movie was about. But the special effects were pretty good in that film. Really,
You know, I
really
never
good.
cared for the Looney Tunes, like the Rabbit, and I never cared for like the Looney Tunes. I've seen some of them, like Porky Pig or the Rabbit or some of the other. I never cared for them. I just never cared for
Well, that was just a different era.
Yeah.
And they were fun cartoons. Woody Woodpecker, they were all fun.
I never
Mighty
cared
Mouse,
for it.
They
Never
were all
cared,
fun.
What was the rabbit's name? Not Roger Rabbit, but the other one in
Bugs
Looney
Bunny?
Bugs Bunny. I never cared for Bugs Bunny.
Well, my personal favorite was the one when they had the opera singer on there. The opera singer was singing Figaro, for the...
Oh, I hate Figaro.
Figaro, and Bugs Bunny was playing the banjo and making a lot of noise, and it ticked off the opera singer.
Yeah.
So the opera singer goes outside, takes the banjo and smashes it in pieces, and takes the round part and crushes over Bugs' head. Bugs is like, this means war.
Yeah.
So what Bugs does to get back at him, he waits till the night that the opera singer is going to go to Carnegie Hall, and then Bugs Bunny puts on this conductor's outfit. He becomes Leopold. Now Leopold Strakowski was a famous conductor in real life. So Bugs Bunny walks in there like Leopold, and he gets on the podium, and he sees that opera singer there, and then he makes him go, just doing all this stuff. And then when Bugs raises his hand, the opera singer sings this really high note, and he holds it, and he's running out of air, he's and then this big rock falls off the top of the podium and smashes the opera singer.
Definitely.
Well, we better sign out because we are literally out of time.
Fascinating.
First of all, I want to thank you for hanging out with me, celebrating my 59th birthday. This is Asaph Cafe, and the premise of this show, people just talk to me while I play the piano. And affectionately on our left, we have our aging rocker Emmett, and today is October 26th, my 59th birthday. I gotta start getting old as of next year. I turn 60. Any final words you want to say?
It's a real joke, but with a birthday theme. There were these two washing machines, and they were staring at this birthday cake. It was a big birthday cake, and they were sticking out their tongues at this birthday cake, and the birthday cake was fascinating. It was sticking its tongue in the washing machine. And then this one dryer came along and said, "Oh, I can't see around that." So the dryer went to the other side of the room and started screaming about algebraic equations. Ha ha ha!
And on that note, thank you for celebrating my birthday. And I'm thankful to the good Lord for 59 years and thankful to hang out with Emmett. So until our next show, Maranatha. Well, make yourself at home with the Pink Panther on your left side, and
Wonderful.
I'll shut this down.